Hey, welcome back to Dad's Garage. Today we've got another garage door video. So for those of you that haven't seen the garage door installation video, about 500,000 people have now watched it. If you haven't, go watch that video, but probably most of you have become a subscriber due to that video. So anyway, we've got another video. This door, for whatever reason, is ridiculously noisy. I have no earthly idea why. It's always been that way. This house is not even 3 years old yet, and it has always been ridiculously noisy. It's actually a little bit quieter due to the fact we put the insulation on the door, because that has helped keep the noise down a little bit, but it's still terribly noisy. I've never understood why exactly, because we do have a belt drive. It's, you know, everything's new. I think it's just a cheap door, to be honest with you. But we're going to do something today that we're going to see if we can quieten this thing down a little bit. So we're going to grab Joshua's phone here with the decibel meter, and we're going to show you how noisy it is now. And we're a little bit towards the back of the garage, so we're not even midway into the garage. But let's watch this thing as we open and close the garage. So that. Okay, I think I saw an 81.
Me too.
Yeah, go ahead and close it now. So our peak was 90 during that time. Our average was about 70. When it's quiet in here, without it running, it's in the 50s. So you can see it takes about 30 decibel jump up when the door is being operated. So now let's get after this little project and let's see how much improvement we can get out of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace all the wheels in this. So the wheels that come in it are plastic. I don't even think they have a bearing in them, but we're going to find out when we get it out. You really can't tell while they're in there. But these new ones that we got are all nylon rollers, and they are a sealed bearing. So they're pretty nice. They should be pretty darn quiet. And I think that's where most of the noise is coming from, but I don't know for sure, and we're going to find out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get up here and we're going to clean this track real quick, because from what I've read and seen, you're not supposed to have any sort of oils or anything on it, and I know we've sprayed some oils on it just trying to get it a little bit quieter. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean that track, make sure we get all of the dirt and grease out of it. So we're going to use brake cleaner, because brake cleaner is really good to degrease things, and it's also, it evaporates really quickly. So we'll be able to get that, a little bit of that on the cloth, and then he'll be able to wipe down inside that track. Okay. And we have the door closed, so we're not going to use this a whole lot of it, because you wouldn't want to use a lot of brake cleaner in a garage that's closed, because you need good ventilation. Is there a lot of dirt in there? Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so both sides, that's what we got. Not too bad. It was a little dirty, but not too bad. Start at the very top one.
This one?
This one right here.
Oh, up here?
Yep. So we're doing this with the garage door down because we don't want one of these panels to be falling in and then we have to hold it back up to, you know, or any kind of dangerous situation. So we're keeping it upright so that the door really has nowhere to fall. Yeah. Nope, one at a time. So here's this roller, and what I understand about these is these are typically good for about 1 year of use, but I don't think there's any bearing in this at all. It's just, I think it's just plastic riding on a shaft. So it's pretty crappy, to be honest. It's in really bad shape in less than 3 years. So these feel so much smoother the way they work. These actually roll by themselves, whereas the other ones don't even roll at all. So I think what we're also going to do to help reduce some of the noise is we're going to go ahead and use some white lithium grease on these. I've seen some people say use them dry and others say put white lithium. So we're going to go with the grease to help this be a little quieter. Right. We are desperate for quiet right now because this is so noisy. When I go in my friends' houses, their doors are so quiet, and this one is just so horrible. So we're going to do anything we can to try to clean this up. So we're just going to take some white lithium and squirt it in here. Then we're going to take our wheel, put it in. Try to get it coated around pretty good. Hang on.
You want me? Oh, you're gonna
No,
start it?
not until I get them all started by hand first. Yeah, you can even see here where these wheels are really worn out from rubbing against the frame. And these are just really junk, I'll tell you that. Now I would recommend doing one at a time because you don't want any of these panels to start to fall in. So just do one at a time would be my recommendation. Okay, so now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to lift this garage door up to take the pressure off of the cable that runs from the spring up here. This cable's got a lot of tension on it right now, so we're going to have to raise this door up, do the bottom bracket with it in the upward position so that we can take that tension off of that bracket. Yep. No, I don't think so.
Oh, it didn't pull you up. How are you gonna get it off now? Oh, just like that?
Yep.
So this garage can hold itself up with 3 plus the other side?
Okay. All right, Joshua.
Uh-huh.
Now, I need to hold this up.
Uh-huh.
I need a wheel and probably just a little bit of white lithium because it doesn't actually go through like a tube like it does on the others.
Okay. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. Are we gonna have to do that on the other side too?
Same exact thing.
Okay. You good?
Yep.
Is it heavy?
No, not particularly.
Oh, right there. You had it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, right there.
Right there?
Yep. Here you go.
I think that's why they probably paint these red. If you're a garage door guy, please let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you guys, the pros at this. but I assume they paint them red because of caution would be my guess, because you definitely don't want to do this with the garage door in the downward position. Done.
Good.
Okay, so one thing we just learned is we're going to put a piece of tape where the cable is, because what happened on this side is the cable all came off the pulley, so we had to rewind it all by hand. It's not a big deal, but it is a lot easier if you hold it in place. So we didn't know that was going to happen. So on this side, we're going to go ahead and run a piece of duct tape across so that thing doesn't come unspooled. We'll get that on video, and then we'll finish this other side off camera, come back, and we'll take our decibel tests again. So this is a little bit tough to see with the bright sun behind us, but this is all spooled up. We're just going to run us a piece of duct tape right across here so this cable doesn't unspool itself. And then we'll finish this side off and come back with our decibel test. Okay, so while Joshua's over there working on the other side, finishing it up, I wanted to show you, I went ahead and cut this wheel off of this shaft, and there's no bearing whatsoever. It's just this plastic right on the metal shaft. So this is absolute garbage. One other thing I want to point out to you, you've seen already that a 13-year-old has done most of this on his own. Now he does spend a lot of time out here in Dad's garage, so he learns these things, but this is something that pretty much anybody can do, and for the most part it's very safe. I think the biggest thing is making sure you got the garage door up, feeling the tension on the cable, make sure it's got a little bit of looseness when you lift it all the way up, and then you know that you're safe to go ahead and connect that bottom hinge. One more safety thing I wanted to reiterate is doing one bracket at a time while the garage door is in the downward position. All except, of course, the bottom one where the cable's connected. That one needs to be the garage door in the upward position for the most optimal safety. All right, so now we're back for the moment of truth. You remember our meter readings before were a 90 max and a 70 average. Okay, so now it shows a 81 max. I never saw it hit 80 at all when I was looking at it. I saw it in the 70s, right around 70.
I saw the highest was 73.
And a 58 average. So the average lowered by 12 and the peak lowered by 9, but it is a significant difference in here. You can hear a significant difference in the sound. So
you don't hear screeching.
You don't hear screeching, all that stuff. So it is significantly better. And I want to tell you something. Joshua, he's 13 years old again. He did that entire side all by himself, except for the very bottom one, the one that's connected to the spring. I did that one. But he did that entire side by himself in like 20 minutes. The whole project took just over an hour, and that includes setting up, trying to fix the spool that I messed up, letting the cable come undone from it, and learning what the heck we were doing. So I think if we were to go back and do this again, it'd be a 30 to 40 minute job to do both sides. So very easy to do it yourself. Makes a significant difference if you have a noisy garage door. And we saw the junk that they put on this, just plastic straight on the metal, and now we've got sealed bearings. We did this whole job for about $22. I'll link in the description below the parts that we used, but these came off Amazon for $15 and some change, and then about $7 worth of white lithium. We didn't even use a full tube, so we used just a small amount. So we've got a whole bunch available for later. So anyway, project's done. Another very successful garage door video, and we'll see you next time right here on
Dad's Garage.